Good morning. Alexa Allen here from alexaallen.com. I'm losing it now, I don't know what day, 30 something, 35, 36 of my busking adventures, and this is me, this is what I look like when I wake up in the morning. I quite like just being able to completely be myself in these videos and not really giving a shit, and there's something refreshing in that. So I'm feeling inspired. I'm not sure if I've got the energy for it, but I'm feeling inspired to do a bit of research on the history of street performance, because that is what busking is. And I don't know about any of you who might be listening to me now who are buskers or street performers, but for me, the first time I went and did it, it felt so natural. It felt like it was something I was used to doing, or that I'd done in other dimensions, other lives or whatever. But it felt kind of natural. I've done gigs before, but the being out on the streets felt, not sure if more natural, but I just noticed that it felt natural. I don't know if I've noticed that doing a gig. I'll pay attention. But what's inspired this desire to research it a bit more is the understanding that I'm getting that obviously there's, how many people on the planet? 8 billion, 7.5 billion different perceptions out there about everything in life. And there's certainly a lot of different perceptions about what busking is. And I would say most of the time, because I'm quite sensible about where I position myself, I like to position myself where there's a little bit of space for at least a couple of people to sit down, usually a little bit more space, because I like building that connection, that interaction with people that are choosing to sit and listen for a bit. And so a lot of the time, a lot of the interaction, a lot of the transaction that happens is gratitude. It's like a mutual gratitude. If people don't want to listen, they move on, or sometimes they make a comment. But most of the comments, most of the feedbacks that I get, that we get, is positive and thankful and grateful. And there's lovely little conversations that happen. People come and tell you if they've been touched, if they've been moved, if there's a lyric that's made them think, if they've walked past and some process has opened up for them and they want to share it with you, or they've been touched, or they've cried, or you're just singing about something that's happening in their life, whatever it is. You get a lot of this feedback, and from the conversations I'm having with other buskers, they say the same thing as well. It's part of the magic of why they're able to do it, because of that connection with other people. And there's other perceptions out there, and I've received this just maybe a small handful of times. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's one. And people pulling faces when they walk past. You should be ashamed of yourself for begging. You're not classically trained. I am. It's disgusting. You're not Carole King. But that's just people's judgments about whatever. But the one that really gets me is this idea that you're out there begging, and it's so not what's happening here, and it's triggered like this thought process in me, like, where did street performance come from? Where did it start? How did it start? Did it start from people that were in desperation and begging, or did it start because there were people with gifts who just wanted to share it? And it probably comes from all of those roots. But what I'm interested in discovering is the beauty and the talent and the sharing of gifts, the sharing and the interaction and the gratitude that comes back from that sharing, and the magic and the juiciness that is offered, given into life because of the sharing of that gift and the transactions that happen, the receiving, or the whatever, just the swapping of energies that are going on with that. So that's how I see it anyway. I see it as here's this thing that wants to express through me, and I'm going to go out and do it because it makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I'm doing what I'm me. It makes me feel like I'm doing me a bit more properly than when I'm not doing me. And because I can choose and I can work with my own time frame when it's good for me to be able to go and do it, it's very beneficial. So I'm going to look into that. I'm going to find out a little bit more about the roots, the history of street performance, all kinds of street performance, because I bet it will be fascinating and it will fill in for me this gap of knowledge that I don't have and help me feel more comfortable and recognise a little bit more about what I'm up to, what we're up to, buskers, street performers. So watch out for that. Bye.